is well in your baseball world. My name is Jaren Sutton, and this is the only show devoted to amateur baseball, especially the only weekly show. This is Perfect Game Weekly. We've got a great show this week, a unique show. Though we're here based at studios in Scottsdale, Arizona, we're bouncing around the United States. We're going to stop at Perfect Game's World Showcase. It is the oldest of all PG showcases, and for many, the last stop before the 2021 draft, depending on the high school season. We'll get to know the Beltres, and I'll just have you consider that name. We'll leave it right there because it's a unique family, one a little older, one a little younger, and their futures are both so very bright. How does a pitcher go from Puerto Rico to Oregon and pitch for the Ducks? Well, we'll see. We'll find out if that will occur and how that pitcher and his 94-mile-an-hour fastball made that journey. And we'll stop by a unique travel organization in Southern California. Challenges on their own of being a Californian this year because of the pandemic, going all the way back to March 2020, but BPA doing it right, one of the top travel teams out west. We'll stop and have a conversation with Jaren Sandler. But first, let's go to that promised World Showcase journey. There is a who's who on Perfect Game's original list of rosters of players that have come through the World Showcase. It was the first ever. It was founded back in 1997. Danny Wexelman with the 2021 version of Perfect Game's World Showcase. Danny?
I am so excited to get started with PG Weekly, and what better place to do it than here at the 2021 World Showcase in Fort Myers. This is a historic event. We've got guys from Puerto Rico, the Dominican, the Bahamas, Venezuela, and of course, coast to coast here in the United States. Let's go.
I decided to come here because I've been working really hard on my skills throughout the past 6 months. I've worked a lot on speed, agility, and my hitting a lot. Of course, a lot has changed I proved it here, I guess. I was born in Cuba, and all these kids are from the Bahamas, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. You get to see all the work they put in, and it shows in the field. All those kids all around the world, they're great kids, they're great ball players, and they come out here and give it 100%.
My name is Jacoby Davis. I'm originally from Sarasota, Florida. I attend Riverview High School. So I'm actually going to Cornell University right now to study civil engineering with a focus in environmental sustainability. I went to a lot of third world countries, and I saw that they didn't really have that access to a lot of the resources that we do in the States. So I would love to change the world by putting in those different buildings and those different solar panels and those different wind turbines, the geothermal energy into a lot of these places so that they can have that equitable access. So somebody who's never seen me play before, what they would see is that I have fun. When I'm at the plate, of course I'm gonna be serious. I know that I'm a bigger guy. I'm a big lefty, obviously, so not a lot's gonna be coming inside for me. So I take what they give me at the plate. I'm looking to go to the opposite field, and I'm looking to get on base so I can do that damage. In the outfield, you'll see me have my pre-pitch routine every time, and I'm using my speed and my route running to get to a lot of those balls.
I mean, there's scouts, people watching, parents watching, there's a lot of people here. It's fun because you get to compete with all the best people in the world. It's a good opportunity to face what I'm going to be facing in the future because baseball is really diverse when you get older, so it just gives me a feel of what I'm going to be facing later on anyways.
That's a wrap from the 2021 Perfect Game World Showcase. For some, it was their very first showcase. For others, it was their last. And either way, everyone showed up and showed out in Fort Myers, Florida.
So think about this, and Danny touched on the history and the diversity of the event. Starts in 97. Every state, including Canada, Japan, Europe, and all the Latin American countries have been represented. Nearly 1,600 college commits, and then guys like, of the 139 Major League alumni, Carlos Correa, back in 2012 through 97 across the infield. Yasmani Grandal with the White Sox now back in 07 at a 1.78 pop time. Zach Greinke played every position at the World Showcase. He pitched, he played short, he caught, he registered a pop time, and Justin Upton, who was eventually a first-round pick of the Arizona Diamondbacks, was at the 04 Worlds, and through 89 across the infield, blazed to 6'4", 960. 887 players drafted out of that unique World Showcase. Now, many of those players are a little bit older, but with Perfect Game and going down market and the development of the 13 and 14U athlete, Perfect Game has really been spot on in finding players a place to play at a high level. And then we've seen those players 4 and 5 years later. It was evident in 2020 jump into the Major League Baseball amateur draft. Jeremy Brown is Perfect Game's national cross-checker. He has such a good handle on this age group. Here we go, H. Thanks for hanging out with us. The 2021 year is upon us, and I'd like to pick your brain just a bit on some of the top 13U players that you saw a little bit last year and you expect to see a lot of this year at that 13U age group.
Absolutely. It's we're so early in the process, yet the talent has already started identifying itself from California to Florida and everywhere in between. So it's going to be an exciting year, no doubt.
So where would you like to start? And I'll let you, give us 3, 4, or 5, wherever you want to go. Give us a handful of guys that you think are the most impactful that in all likelihood, if they stay on course, will be 13U Select Festival team members.
Absolutely. So last year we had the first ever 12U Select Festival, which means that group now with the calendar turning become 13U eligible. And a couple from the West Coast that have continued kind of making noise through our contacts out there through some fall type stuff is left-handed pitcher Jack Armijo and Brendan Lewis from the San Diego Show organization, a right-handed hitting middle infielder, a lot of power. But I'm going to go back to a couple players we just saw the other week at the 13U main event showcase in Fort Myers. Dion Cole, shortstop out of Georgia. Strong body already, 6 foot, I would guesstimate, even though his profile, I think, says he's 5'9". BP, he was one hop from the wall with wood, which is really important to think about. These kids were playing on what's an equivalent of a Little League field less than a year ago. They're making the transition now to the 60-90 diamond. And given their talents, you wouldn't think their age computes with their skills, yet they're doing things that exceed expectations.
Jeremy, when scouting the 13U age group, what are you looking at? I know what you're looking at when scouting the 17U age group. You're projecting like right now, like draft soon. What do you guys look at?
For me, I'm just looking for a tool or the makings of maybe a second tool. And I've often compared it to making a puzzle, where at the early ages, you're just trying to find a piece or two of what their eventual 17U, or maybe it's when they come out of college, what their final puzzle is going to look like as a player. So if you can get a piece here with arm strength or body control or just overall coordination, maybe they haven't filled out yet, but you know they're going to get stronger just in due time. Or the power's there, but maybe the contact's not. Just you're starting to look for little things to grow upon every time you see them, because we do have such a long track record of following players from the beginning to the end of their perfect game careers.
All right, I want to open up a little bit more space. Give us just a few more names.
Yeah, you got the Harrington twins. Have to talk about them. They both came from California, Alex and Hunter. Already, they're pretty accomplished on the travel ball circuit, play for one of the top teams. They don't look like your typical 13U player. Long, lanky, 6 foot plus already. Upper 70s on the mound. I believe Alex touched 81 on the mound, which for that age really stands out. Then another one is Justin Lee. He's a 2025 grad, but due to his age, can play down at the 13U level. Caught, pitched, BP, all ranked among some of the best at the 13U main event showcase.
Going back a couple of years, here is kind of the exclamation point on why start at this age group. A couple of years back, you had a 14U Select Festival by the name, an athlete by the name of Manuel Beltre. He just signed at 16 years old out of the Dominican Republic for $2.6 million with the Toronto Blue Jays. I'd love your memories about that young man when he was 13 and 14.
Manuel was a special one. You know, from the Dominican, obviously, we got all our contacts telling us, like, hey, there's a shortstop, really good from Dominican, really good. He's going to come play stateside. And he certainly came and played stateside. Did a lot of perfect game events throughout his career, and just watch a couple ground balls and you're like, oh, that's different. And you watch him swing and you go, that's not normal. And then we got to see him at the Select Festival back-to-back years, his very first year as the youngest player there. I mean, it was foul ball, but he put it up and over the monster in-game. Again, a little piece here, a little piece there. He comes back the next year, taller, stronger. And the tools, like, yeah, it's very warranted for what he signed for with the Blue Jays.
So here's the great part. I'm going to go ahead and tell you folks this. There's more to the story. His younger brother is only 12. We don't know this story without Jeremy Brown. He pulled us aside with our great production team and said, Enmanuel Beltre is your next great story. H, I'm going to get your thoughts on the backside of this feature. But thanks to Jeremy, and thanks to Big Bro, who just became a member of the Toronto Blue Jays, here's Big Bro, Little Bro, talking baseball.
My name is Manuel Beltre. I'm from the Dominican Republic. I want to introduce you guys my little brother, Enmanuel Beltre. How do you prepare for this showcase?
How I prepare?
Yeah.
My brother helped me a lot. You know what I mean?
I'm your brother.
Huh?
I'm your brother.
I know you're my brother.
Okay.
You helped me a lot, you know what I mean? And it's my first time. And it feels pretty good. Trying to do my best and just have fun.
When you have to face, let's say, one of the faster pitcher I've told you. So how you prepare mentally to do that? What's your
Man.
approach for that pitcher?
My approach, you just kind of see the picture. If you start with a fastball to the other guy, they're not gonna start with like with a curveball. They mentally thinking they fastball. You know what I mean? And you wait for them. You wait for that pitch. Fastball, 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 then fastball, boom. Hitting approach, I thought that was like the 12 of you. When I step in the box at first pitch, I see that first pitch looking like, ooh, I was like, what? What? Is it dirt to you? What? And then I kind of got in the second, I bet, you know what I mean? I hit it pretty good.
Just getting ready for today?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Today is a lot better, you know what I mean?
It's gonna be a lot better.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot better.
Perfect. Like in the practice, what you do in the practice? What you focus on the practice?
Your fastest hand is this one. And this one is the one who got the angle, you know what I mean? And if you throw inside, you just have to do the angle. When you throw outside, you just have to throw your hands. And that was what I focused with my trainer, you know what I mean? That's what I focus most.
As we can see, you're the only Dominican player in this showcase right now.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
That's right. I feel blessed, I'll tell you, blessed. You know what I mean? I'm the only Dominican, how you say, this event. And I feel extremely blessed, you know what I mean? Because, like, guys in Dominican cannot get here. They're just extremely, extremely blessed for my family.
Well, thank you, Jeremy. I mean, we find that story because this is a fun graphic comparing the two athletes. I guess simply put, your scout's eyes are on the 12-year-old now at a 13U event. What did you see? How did he do?
It's almost kind of laughable, not in a bad way, just like he's 12 years old and he's doing what he's doing on a big diamond when kids his age simply don't do what he did. His skills, I had him on my field for the infield drills, and just the way he controlled his body, took his angles, how soft his hands were, like he's dropping slot across the diamond with accuracy. Like you say he's 12 and you can't really comprehend what you're watching. He's definitely on his way to becoming a special player, just like his brother.
Very quickly, I want to give some credit to his family. Manuel, his dad, Raquel, his mom. He is so well-spoken, has worked on teaching himself the English language. I just love a quick nugget on the biographical side about your interactions with the family.
They've been great. Every time I see them, there's always a smile on their face. They come up, give you a fist bump, ask how everything's going, and they've been great. And I'm looking forward to seeing everything with Enmanuel throughout his perfect game career.
H, thanks for turning us onto that story, man. We don't have that without you. We're glad now the world is getting to know about the talented 12-year-old Enmanuel Beltre.
Absolutely. Thanks, Seth.
All right, when we come back, a great conversation as we go back down to the World Showcase. Danny Wexelman with the talented flamethrower Elmer Rodriguez Cruz. And what are some of the best travel teams in the country at the 17U age group? Our Yeti Travel Rankings will be front and center, and we'll stop in Southern California with one of those top 10 teams and find out how they do what they do. This is Perfect Game Week.